Welcome to Ag Matters, covering positive agriculture stories from across Alaska on Big Cabbage Radio.
Hello, everybody. You're listening to Ag Matters Radio. I am your host, Ken Hoffman. I'm the owner of a small farm in Palmer called Matsu Microgreens, and I'm also the executive director of the Matsu Farm Bureau. If anyone's interested in joining the Farm Bureau or learning more about agriculture in Alaska, please email me at matsufarmbureau@gmail.com, or you can visit our website at alaskafb.org. So today, our guest is Delicious Dave. So we're going to let him get started talking about his business, his catering. I think he started other businesses. So take it away, Dave. Tell us how you came to Alaska and all your enterprises.
Well, I grew up here in Alaska. My grandfather came up here, I believe in the 40s or 50s, started a car dealership up here in downtown Anchorage. Then I went off to culinary school and learned the ways of culinary arts and had no idea what it was going to bring, and it has just brought me so far a life full of adventures. Do adventure catering right now. Do private chef catering all over Alaska, actually all over the United States right now as well. But back in the day, I did start up a business called Alaska Root Cellars, which was a bridge between the farmers and the chefs of Alaska. And then just kind of fell in love with local food and, seeing the importance of local community and local ag.
Excellent. Is Alaska Root Cellars still around, or did you sell the business?
No, I sold the business to a woman named Kyla, and I believe it's called Arctic Harvest now, and she has just kind of transformed it into the visions I would have hoped to if I would have stayed with it, but I saw what she wanted to do and the drive, and I needed that drive of a young lady to just take the brilliance of what she knew and so far turned into a nice little empire she's got.
Yeah, excellent. I know Kyla. I've sold produce to her before at Arctic Harvest Deliveries. It's a great website, great service that they provide. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us more about the adventure catering. So I met you through microgreens. You purchased some of our microgreens for your catering. But if you could tell us more about the adventure catering, what you mean by that, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I have a catering company called Delicious Dave's, and then I also work for another company called Third Edge Heli, and they do a heli ski operation through the springtime. They're also going to start doing some summertime stuff here through that, and the helicopter company Alpha that they use. We go and do middle of winter, we'll go ice fishing and shooting, and I'll go out there and, pull out a whole ramen bar, go to the coast, hang out on the beach, and throw out a big spread of dim sum or king crab and stuff like that. So really all these it's not a building or anywhere, it's just anywhere like, I don't know, that's on Earth. So it's really fun. We just go and set up these little kitchens, have these little feasts, break bread, talk to our clients, and see what they're all about. And that's kind of what I'm into right now.
Wow, that is exciting. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Get you out there, get to see Alaska for free. They pay me to cook them to go to these cool places. I like it.
Going back to the Alaska Root Cellar, since our program's Ag Matters, I want to ask you about how you got interested in helping local farmers and being a distributor for them.
Oh, yeah. I used to be on the road and cook for musicians for about 10 years, and I was fortunate to work with a guy named Jack Johnson. And with his music career, all the venues he goes to, he brings what they call a green village, and all the kind of environmental groups that are in every little city we stop at, they invite them so their community can learn about all this environmental stuff. As a caterer, I wanted to help kind of make his, go with his message, and so we thought, well, let's source local food, dairy, meats and such in every venue in the United States that we're traveling to. And so 3 months before, started researching all the farms in all the cities and was able to make it happen in all the cities. And then we went over to Europe and did the same thing. And I wanted to bring that, everything I learned from that, I wanted to bring back to Alaska, because we have a big disconnect between the farmers and the restaurants. It's good with the grocery stores, but, I wanted our chefs to be able to have, so what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency, but also the ease of ordering produce and getting it to whether it's the tourists or our local people. I think it was just, and so I I decided to take the equation and start up this business where I went to, like, when Amy Pettit was working for the Division of Ag, she introduced me to a bunch of farmers like the Vanderwheels and Carol Kenley and Bruce Bush, all these lovely people that wanted to help me out, sell to me at a cheap price so I can make a little bit of money, but yet make it affordable for the restaurants or the lodges to get this local produce. And it was a beautiful couple of years. It was a lot of work, as farming ain't easy, and neither is trying to sell to restaurants when there's not really a system. So it was taxing, but I feel like we jump-started local food, farmers markets. That was really when the Alaska food policy was getting started as well. Like, you could just see this local food booming happening in the early 2000s. It was really great to be a part of.
Okay, so in the business of food, restaurants, and catering, why do you think chefs would purchase local food if it's more expensive? What about local food is better than, say, shipped-in food from California?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it was more expensive. Was the question, why would they buy local instead of California?
Yes.
Oh, well, because, man, easily the product can stay on your shelf for an additional 4 to 5 days if need be, if you don't go through it. The freshness, the flavor, the nutritional components, there's every reason why to buy it, why we buy stuff, freshness, as opposed to stuff coming out, everywhere else besides Alaska that is being ripened while it's coming up, being under gas, just taking all that freshness out of it before it even hits the kitchen.
I agree. Yeah, that's why I like to shop at farmers markets directly from the farmer, as fresh as possible.
Oh, man. Yeah, and that crunch that you get from lettuces when, normally an iceberg or romaine's boring. When you have just that plain lettuce from our local farmers, man, it actually has flavor, water consistency, actually makes your mouth salivate.
I agree. Yeah. Besides lettuce, what other local products do you think are just far more superior here in Alaska than from the lower 48?
Oh, man, all of our tubers, our roots, our carrots, our potatoes. It's not necessarily fun to have a super sweet, sugary potato because it's hard to fry up, but, man, it's delicious when you do it with every other way to make a potato. The sugar content, like the brick content in our strawberries, our carrots are just super high. Even I was talking, there was a rhubarb collective, and they were telling me that the antioxidants and the nutritional value of rhubarb, the Alaska rhubarb is superior to blueberries and pomegranate and stuff like that. There's just so many reasons why we should be eating local instead of not local.
Indeed.
Yeah.
When you purchase your products, do you still shop at farmers markets, or are you going through Arctic Harvest or other distributors?
I go through, in the summer times, and when I'm in Anchorage, if it's the Saturday in the wintertime, I'll hit up all the farmers markets because I know I want to continue to support my ag family, but also the people eating my food the food is beautiful. I don't really have to do anything to it. That's why I feel like I've done so well. It's because of the local food. The food's talking for itself.
Do you do any catering at farms?
Yeah, lately I've been doing the All Dallied Up. Misty Vanderweel does she has her dahlia fields there, and we'll do 2 or 3 farm setting table dinners there. Other farms, it's been a while. I travel in and out of state a lot I cook for a professional pickleball team and other musicians throughout the summer. So lately my timing in Alaska has been minimal during the summer just because I'm out of state cooking a lot.
So farmers markets, do you have any tips and tricks for shoppers when they go to a farmers market? Is it better to go at the start of a farmers market or at the end? What are you looking for when you're finding the best products?
Man, definitely go early while it's cool and the sun hasn't come up and started to limp out some of the veggies. Most of the farmers are pretty good about keeping them on their trucks and covered up, but you go early, you get to see all the varieties. There are some diehard farmer market folks that like to go super early to get up all the strawberries, or every now and then there'll be a cantaloupe showing its face in the market. But so if you want to get the good stuff or at least see all the varieties, it's good to go early, I think. But as just someone, if you don't have much going on during the day, just go walk through it and chill all day because there's music and food and a lot of community there, and it's a good time to start talking to our community again.
What are some of your favorite farmers markets?
Oh, yeah, the South Anchorage Farmers Market, and then I would say the one by BP because I really love Rempel Family Farm. The way they just show their produce, the way they're proud. Their variety is just ridiculous too. I feel like I'm shopping out of state when I'm going to their farmers market. And then you got Vanderwheels and the people growing the mushrooms now far north. They're doing great. Our farmers markets are amazing. I don't think there's a bad one. The one that's open in Spenard or Mountain View all 7 days of the week. That one's cool with all the migrants there that are selling their products. It's just awesome.
Do you have any experience gardening? Do you grow any of your own produce for your catering business, or do you prefer to just purchase from the farmers?
I do. No, I grow dahlias, potatoes, carrots, kales, a lot of greens, and then I implement them into like my private dinners and stuff like that because I feel it brings a nice intimacy, a little bond between my house and the guest place that I'm at. Yeah. So, I do. I dabble a little. I need to be home more so I can grow more.
For sure. So regarding your adventure catering, what are the type of people that are into adventure catering, that take the helicopter trip and want to have dinner out in the boonies?
It's a whole walk of life, though it's not cheap because helicopters aren't cheap. It takes people with pretty strong finances to just be able to, come out for a week and do this kind of stuff. But, man, a lot of the people are super down to earth. Yeah, people that just kind of want to escape normal 9 to 5 or computers or the stock market and come escape and get in the woods and want to be disconnected from, the digital world. So it's great to get to see people want to relax and open up and let their guard down and not be the normal, CEO, CFO mind frame and just take in nature and, keep the balance real.
Wow. What are some of your go-to dishes that you're creating out there in the wilderness?
Man, it really just depends on what the weather's going to be, what year or what time of year. Because if it's summertime, I'm bringing out a bunch of produce and doing produce heavy stuff because it's a really good time to use that. Summer or winter times, early spring, doing probably Asian soups or kind of stew style stuff with started off with maybe grilling some salmon on hot rocks from the fire and starting off with little protein bites of some kings. But it really just depends on the people's diets, the weather, and the time of year. It changes.
Okay. Are you guys eating wild animals out there as well?
We're not. If somebody gifts us or brings it, I'll cook it. But it's hard for us to pay to charge them and cook wild game because it's not USDA certified. So if they bring it and they want us to cook it, we'll do what our guides want or our clients want us to do. Or, sometimes if I trade and get some muktuk or something, I'll bring it out there and have people as a gift from myself to them. I'd let them, try some muktuk or Mickey Yuck or something like that.
Okay. Are you guys camping out there, or is it just for the evening that you're flying in, or what is the?
Yeah, it's usually a day trip. We don't do many overnights in the field. There is a place out of Wasilla, right on the Knik drainage there, that they usually use as a housing. But or sometimes it's just like a catering. We have a catering on the Knik Glacier. I think it's 30 people. We're gonna do a steak and crab dinner plated, and this will be my first kind of 30-person plated on a glacier. It never really comes up. So I'm really excited for this summer to put all my skills together to make that be a success.
Wow, 30 people. I guess I was just imagining it's just a couple folks going out there on a helicopter.
Usually it's 6, but Alaska Destination Specialties, they've called me in the past because they do some crazy catering, and they're like, hey, you up for this one that's on Knik Glacier? I was like, if it's a glacier involved, I'm in.
Indeed. Must be cold out there.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to think about. How am I gonna bring hot stuff out there? So I think I might bring out my little cowboy grill and some real charcoal and some fire and just make it happen old school.
Okay, so do you spend most of your time beforehand prepping everything in a commercial kitchen and then taking out to the destination? or are there some
Yeah, for that-
destinations that you're cooking at?
Circle C, both A and B. For this one, I will be prepping ahead of time, flying out there, and then I'll probably pre-sear the steaks, and then when I go out there, heat them on the fire just to bring them back up and to temp to like that medium rare. So it's kind of like par cooking without making any, without overcooking it, because that's the last thing I want to do. Just making stuff to make myself successful out there. So it's usually pre-cooking a few things, but then really doing the main stuff out there.
How many trips per week are you doing?
Oh, well, my season, I don't know, per week, it's maybe like 1 or 2 a month, just because like I travel in and out of Alaska right now. So I'll be leaving in a week, and I won't be back until the 1st of June, and then I just kind of want to have time. I have a 16-year-old, so I'm taking less jobs so I can have more time with my kid, because my timing with him is getting closer as he reaches that 18, and he can go anywhere at that point,
Yeah, for sure.
So Does he kind of picking the events that look fun, but yet keeping in mind I want to be here and be a dad. So sacrificing a little bit of money, but there's no sacrifice when it's for my kid. So.
Yeah, you got to get your priorities straight for sure.
Damn right.
Do you have any employees that help you on these trips? Does anyone help you cook?
I do. I have a team that, like, if I give them enough heads up, they're able to work with me. I don't have a consistent team. I just have these 4 or 5 people that will work with me wherever I go if I give them enough heads up.
Wow. So do you have any social media that people can follow you on and see pictures of some of these dishes or the places you're going?
Sure, yeah. If you go, I'm on Instagram, Delicious Alaska, as one word. And then I think Facebook is David Thorn. And then I have a website, deliciousdave.com.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. And thanks for the microgreens. It's one of the best products I've had in a long time, and those cantaloupe microgreens are just amazing. It still blows my mind.
Man.
And the leek ones too. They're so sweet.
Hey, I appreciate it so much. I'm looking forward to working with you through the summer.
Yeah, same.
Cool. All right, well, thank you so much, Delicious Dave, for coming on Ag Matters, and I hope you have a great day.
All right, you too, man.
Hey.
Eat local. Later.
Later.
You've been listening to Ag Matters, covering positive agriculture stories from across Alaska. Ag Matters is a production of Radio Free Palmer, recorded at our studios in Palmer, Alaska. For more information about this program, email manager@radiofreepalmer.org.